Hola a todo el mundo y bienvenido a mi canal. Yo me llamo Riiiiight. Soy una abogada afro-latina licenciada y practicando la ley criminal, pero como todos ustedes, a mí me fascina cuando estamos hablando de casos de crímenes reales. En este video vamos a hablar del caso de Travis Rudolph. Si quieren más video en español, nada más dime allá abajo. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Desiree. I'm a licensed and practicing Afro-Latina criminal attorney who, much like the rest of you, has a severe fascination with true crime cases. Listen, guys, I think I've revamped the audio even more than the last two videos. I think it's getting better, but if not, go ahead and please let me know down below because I'm working and trying everything to improve it. Second, this is a case that actually kind of brings me joy. Is that weird to say? This is a case that, although it's tragic and the events that occurred here are tragic, I think the overall outcome was one that was absolutely justice being served. This is a case of scorned lovers, BBLs, plastic surgery. I don't know, just mistresses being mad because they want to not be the mistress anymore. This is the case of Travis Deontay James. Travis Deontay James Rudolph was born on September 15th of 1995 in West Palm Beach, Florida. Travis was an incredible athlete, and after graduating from Cardinal Newman High School, he went to Florida State University to begin his collegiate football career. While at Florida State University, Travis made an important decision that would kind of change the trajectory of his life. He decided to forego his senior year of college to sign up for the 2017 NFL Draft. And I say sign up, but I'm not really a sports girly, so I don't know if that's the proper terminology, but I'm sure my critics will let me know down below. Although Travis had reason to celebrate in 2017, unfortunately, he also had a reason to mourn. In April of 2017, merely a few days before the NFL Draft, Travis's father, Daryl, was ultimately shot and killed while working maintenance at a strip club in West Palm Beach.
But a few days before the draft, a tragedy happens.
Correct.
Tell me what happens.
My dad, he had got shot. He was working at a club doing maintenance, and for whatever reason, they said one of the managers at the time had removed the gun off the top shelf, and the gun accidentally discharged, and it went through an adjacent door and hit my dad in his neck.
Okay. What was it like to get that phone call?
It was miserable. I mean, I remember because my main man, Dominque, he had a camp going up. I was in Tallahassee at the time when I got that call. He had a camp. We was chilling, all vibing, good family vibes. We had our apartment at the time. And I remember my main man, grandma, she answered the phone and she was like, Travis, your mom want to talk to you. Your mom want to talk to you. And then I got on the phone with my mom. And my mom, she couldn't even get it out to me. Like, she like, let me talk to Dalvin. And then I gave my main man the phone. And literally I just seen like him, he was listening and his like whole body language changed. Like he like put his head down and then he just like broke it to me and he was just like, main man, it's Pops. I said, what's up? He was like, man, they say he got shot and he in critical condition. They don't think he gonna make it. And I just remember I just like broke down. I broke down crying. Like I was in disbelief, like, nah, not my daddy.
Daryl was working in a back storage room when a coworker named Paul Sinat was trying to move a rifle and accidentally discharged it. The bullet traveled through the wall and struck Daryl in the neck, ultimately killing him. Despite his loss, Travis remained focused, and he ultimately signed with the New York Giants as a free agent in 2017. Travis's football career experienced a bunch of highs and lows. It was pretty much up and down the entire time. And although he was originally signed with the New York Giants in early 2017, by September 2nd of 2017, he was released from their team and signed to the practice squad. About a month later, and on October 9th of 2017, after numerous other members of the team were injured, Travis was removed from the practice squad and then promoted back to the active roster. Ultimately, Travis's career with the New York Giants didn't last too long, and he was released indefinitely on September 1st of 2018. You know how they say that lightning never strikes twice? Well, you would think the absolute opposite in Travis's case, because about a year later, and on October 10th of 2018, Travis was ultimately signed with the Miami Dolphins. But on his first day of practice, he tore his ACL, and that kind of hindered things yet again. Ultimately, Travis's football career kind of stalled for the next 2 years until he was signed to the Canadian Football League on January 6th of 2020. Unfortunately for Travis, they would release him after he was charged for murder. So let me tell you what happened. In 2021, Travis was living with his mother, Linda, and his brother, Daryl Jr., or DJ. According to Travis's defense attorney, because of what happened to Travis's father, his mother, Linda, took safety really seriously. So because of that, Travis and his family had security cameras set up all throughout the home, and Travis had multiple guns. None of his guns were illegal, and he was licensed to use them. At some point in early 2021, Travis had an on and off girlfriend by the name of Dominique Jones. Although I'm unsure how the pair met, it might have been through social media, it might have been in person, it might have been at a club, I'm not really sure, but the relationship lasted approximately a year to a year and a half. Dominique was 23 at the time, and Travis was 25, and I'm not sure if the pair considered themselves to be in a monogamous relationship, but let's talk about some things that are really important here. So, unbeknownst to Travis, Dominique Jones was literally legally married at the time the pair started dating. She never told him because she felt like it wasn't her business to bring up. Well, then whose business is it? I'll wait. Okay, but I'm not trying to paint Travis like some sort of angel because it's my understanding that Travis was kind of dating around too. So, if you can imagine, this kind of led to some overall toxicity in that relationship. On April 6th of 2021, Travis and Dominique made plans to see a movie and kind of reunite. I call it a reunion because Travis was away from Florida training for quite a bit, and this would be the first time that he and Dominique saw each other in quite some time. Around 7 p.m. that evening, Dominique went over to Travis's home, but his mother, Linda, was at Bible study and his brother, DJ, had went out to get his car detailed. So it was just Travis and Dominique for a little bit of time. According to Travis's defense attorney, as soon as Dominique arrived inside the home, she asked Travis if the pair could go get some Patron. So they drove to the liquor store, bought the Patron, and then drove back. When they re-entered the home, they went to Travis's bedroom and then they started playing a game of what they call drunk Uno. In essence, I think it's like you take a shot if you lose. So alcohol was involved and card games were involved. During their card game, and around 8:30 p.m., DJ came home and he asked Travis to come outside to check out the detail job on his car because he was pretty dissatisfied with it. Travis obliges his brother, and he goes outside to see the detail job that DJ was just so dissatisfied with. For that brief moment that he was going outside, Travis left his cell phone inside of the bedroom with Dominique. Can you guys kind of guess what Dominique did next? Yeah, she went through that phone, and she saw that Travis was talking to multiple other women, to include a woman by the name of Kyla. According to Travis's defense team, all of the women that Dominique saw him talking to were merely friends. But let me tell you why I'm not buying that too much. There was one text message in particular that really infuriated Dominique. And it said something to the effect of, "Your body is sexier than my girlfriend's." I'm sorry, but like, you send that to your friends? You be talking to your friends like that? Just friends? All right. But I'm not saying that Dominique has a real reason to be upset either, because, dude, you're legally married. All of this is just completely toxic. Now, some folks might say that Dominique going through Travis's phone was completely and utterly disrespectful. But according to Dominique, she didn't consider it snooping because she had been previously given Travis's passcode to enter the phone. After seeing the text between Travis and Kyla, and after Travis returned back into the home after reviewing DJ's botched detail job, Dominique picked up Travis's phone and made him FaceTime Kyla because she wanted to see how the pair was interacting. According to the parties involved, Kyla really didn't know that Dominique was on the other end and observing them, and Travis obliged her because he said that he had nothing to hide. Again, according to Travis's defense team, the conversation between Kyla and Travis was kind of normal, but it still infuriated Dominique enough to the point where after the FaceTime call concluded, she grabbed Travis's cell phone and smashed it. While she was smashing his cell phone, she told Travis multiple times, "I'm going to call my brother over to come kill you." Inside of Travis's room, he had a bunch of his trophies from football. She went over to his dresser, she grabbed a trophy, and then smashed him over the head with that too. But smashing him over the head with the trophy merely wasn't enough for Dominique. So then she grabbed his PlayStation from out of his room, dragged it into the living room, and broke that as well. Meanwhile, the entire time she's screaming at him, "I'm going to call my brother over to come kill you." Travis was obviously upset, and the pair was in a heated exchange of words as well as a physical altercation. So he said things that he knew would get to her as well. So Travis told her, like literally whispering in her ear, "Kyla looks better than you. And her body is better than yours. And she's sexier than you. And I'm more attracted to her. And I just want you to know that." Just literally toxicity at its finest. Dominique then storms out of the house and falls onto the ground as she's in the process of storming out. But let me tell you why that's a little bit interesting. Because according to the defense attorneys, actually, scratch that, according to Dominique herself, she had just had surgery. I think she had a lipo 360 BBL, some sort of something. So falling in that particular moment, although humorous now, is kind of like, ouch. As she was already outside and in her final act of destruction, Dominique grabbed a brick and she attempted to smash it on Travis's BMW truck. Travis and his brother DJ ultimately stopped her from smashing it, but at some point later in the evening, they noticed that the car had damage to it. She claims, as in Dominique, that she didn't do it, but it's like, well then who did? Damn. There were some more words exchanged after DJ and Travis ultimately stopped Dominique from smashing the brick, at least in their eyesight, because she did it anyway, right? And Dominique kept calling Travis a broke bitch. She kept telling him that he had no money and that he was broke. Yeah, that's what she said. Please keep in mind that throughout the entirety of this exchange, she continues to tell Travis, "I'm going to call my brother over to come kill you." At some point throughout all of this destruction and toxicity, Dominique calls her brother Keyshawn and their mutual friend, a guy by the name of Tyler Robinson. Dominique then tells Keyshawn and Tyler that Travis just slammed her to the ground multiple times and he's been beating up on her and she just had her ass done and she just thinks that this is a disgrace and that her brother and Travis should go handle it. After the phone call ended, Dominique actually sent a group text to both Tyler and Keyshawn that said something completely despicable in it. She told them, and I'm quoting, "Go shoot his shit up." Keyshawn then responds by saying Travis Rudolph is a dead man walking. But what's convenient about these text messages being exchanged is the fact that by the time that Travis got charged, they were conveniently deleted off of everyone's phones. I don't know if it's just because I'm a lawyer, and you guys can let me know down below, but I literally don't think anything's ever deleted ever. Okay? There's always a footprint of something. By owning a cellular device, you just literally have everyone in your business 24/7. So I don't know why she would assume that pressing delete means that law enforcement can't recover it. What a loser. Do you know what Dominique does after she sends that group text message to Keyshawn and Tyler? She calls Travis's sister Tyranny and Travis's mother Linda to tell them that she told her brother to go shoot Travis's shit up. There's just so many problems from my perspective here. Like, how close are you with this man over the course of a year or a year and a half that you feel comfortable enough to call his mother and his sister and be like, listen, Ma, I know you live with him, but I'm gonna have my brother go shoot his shit up real quick, okay? Okay, I just want you to know that. What? What? Literally, because that's his sister, his blood, and his kin. Tyranny then calls Travis to warn him that Dominique was mad, she was in a rage, and Keyshawn was on his way over to the house to shoot his shit up. Despite the phone call from his sister, Travis wasn't really too concerned about it. He said that he and Dominique had had arguments in the past and he didn't really think much of it. At some point during the evening, Linda then returns home, and so now they have a full house. I told you that DJ originally returned from detailing his car, and Travis is already there, obviously. So now his mother's home. So all three of them are home at this point. Going back to Dominique, after she left Travis's home, she returns to her apartment. And when she returned to her apartment, Keyshawn was outside waiting. She then played victim and cried and sobbed and woe is me, and she was just a damsel in distress. And Keyshawn then grabbed his 9mm Glock and said he was headed over to Travis's home. Before going to Travis's house, Keyshawn makes a detour to Tyler Robinson's house. And while at Tyler Robinson's house, there's a bunch of other guys there. There's Tyler's brother Tyrone, a guy by the name of Sebastian, and another guy by the name of Chris Lowe. Then 4 men. Tyler, Keyshawn, Chris Lowe, and Sebastian all go over to Travis's home. I think it's very, very, very crucial to this story to note that all 4 of them were armed. Keyshawn gets in his mother's black Cadillac, drives all of them over to Travis's home, but then parks about 2 blocks away because he said he didn't want to seem aggressive. I mean, por Dios, as if showing up to someone's house at midnight, rolling in 4 deep, everybody armed, isn't already aggressive. But okay. Guys then bang on Travis's door. DJ answers the door politely and asks them what they need, and they demanded to see Travis. When DJ told Travis what was going on and that there were a bunch of dudes outside of their home at this hour to talk to him, Travis was like, that's very suspicious. Especially considering the fact that Dominique just told me multiple times that she was going to call her brother to come kill me. So Travis grabs his gun from inside of his bedroom and then places the gun by the door frame of the front door, but he doesn't take it outside. And then he ultimately goes outside to have a conversation with these 4 men. Immediately, as Travis goes outside, Tyler sucker punches him and then gets the rest to just gang up on Travis. At some point in the altercation, Tyler then pulls out his gun, points it at Travis, and says, "It's demon time." At some point, DJ gets involved and he gets attacked too. Some more events ensue. Everyone's fighting. Everything's going on. The men then run back into the vehicle, and Sebastian points his gun outside of the window of that vehicle. So that's 2 different men who are pointing their guns at an unarmed Travis at this point. Miraculously, Travis is able to escape this melee for a brief moment. He returns to his home, grabs his AR-15, and in rapid succession, fires off 39 shots. Keyshawn, Sebastian, and Chris Lowe all ducked the shots, but Tyler didn't, and he ultimately was struck and passed as a result of this. After Tyler's passing, Keyshawn placed this rather emotional 911 call.
We need ambulance. Where are you? We're on 30th Street, and I don't know. We're in North Lake, 40th Street, and Broadway. Broadway, yeah, 40th Street, Broadway.
What's going on?
We have someone who's shot. He has a DSW.
He's shot?
He's not moving. Yes, he's not moving.
All
He's
right,
shot.
let me get the medical line. 1 moment.
Please hurry.
Yeah, I'm dropping it now.
This is Palm County Fire Rescue. What's the location?
It's West Palm, 40th and Broadway. See a male shot. He's not moving.
Do we know where he was shot? What part of his body?
I'm not sure. I can't tell. But he's shot.
Okay.
He's not moving.
And he's the only one that's injured there?
He's the only one that's shot. Yes, please.
Okay. We have help on the way to you. We're sending police and paramedics. And you say you can't tell where on his body he was shot, right?
I can't tell.
All right, and he's laying in the road on Broadway or on 40th Street.
40th and Broadway, there's a gas station, abandoned auto park, something. 40th Street and Broadway.
Okay, again, is he on 40th Street or on Broadway?
We are on 40th Street and Broadway. It's the intersection. I hear police sirens.
All righty. West Palm will stage for you. Let us know when it's
All right, no problem, sir. Did you see the person who shot him?
Travis Rudolph.
Sir, he pulled off?
No, his name is Travis Rudolph. He shot at him.
Travis Rudolph shot at him?
Yes.
Okay, is he black, white, or Hispanic, Travis?
Black.
What was he wearing today?
I don't even know. He came out the house in no shirt.
Okay, what house does he live at? He lives at 40th and Broadway?
No, he lives in Northlake somewhere. I'm not sure.
Off like Northlake and up like past Riviera?
Like Lake Park, I don't know. Please, I think
Okay,
about
well,
this.
I understand they're going to come help and the medics are around as well, but you're saying Travis Rudolph shot him here, so was he in a car?
He shot him around his neighborhood. He came outside with the gun and shot at him. Shot at us. He shot at all of us.
Okay, but where did that happen? You guys drove to this location?
Yes, we were trying to get to the hospital, and we came down the street, and the car stopped working.
Okay, Northlake. Are you shot as well, sir?
I don't think I'm shot. I'm not shot. Just him.
Okay, do you know Travis's address?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay, so you guys were hanging out at his house. He came outside, shot at you guys, and you drove to this location?
We came to talk to him. He came outside trying to fight. We were trying to get to the car, and he went back into the house, got a gun, came outside. We were in the car driving away, and he started to shoot at us.
Okay, now, how many other people are with you right now?
2, and my son who was with us, I don't know where he's at. We drove away as soon as he started shooting. Yes, please.
Okay, you see the police?
Yes, we see the police.
All right, go ahead and flag them down, okay?
We flagged him down. Please. Right here. He's in the passenger. Please.
On April 7th of 2021. So essentially the exact same day that all of this happened. Because remember, everything that happened with Dominique was the night of April 6th of 2021. And then at midnight is when everyone went over to Travis's home. So the exact same night that this happened, Travis was arrested. And he was charged with 4 total charges. 1 count of first-degree murder and 3 counts of attempted first-degree murder. At some point following his arrest, Travis's defense team filed a motion to dismiss under Florida's Stand Your Ground law. In essence, Florida's Stand Your Ground law merely provides defendants with immunity from prosecution if they choose to use deadly force and if certain requirements are met. Let's go through the statute together to see what those requirements are. Florida Statute 77613 states the following. 1. A person who is in a dwelling or residence in which the person has a right to be has no duty to retreat and has the right to stand his or her ground and use or threaten to use A. Non-deadly force against another when and to the extent that that person reasonably believes that such conduct is necessary to defend himself or herself or another against the other's imminent use of unlawful force. Or B. Deadly force, if he or she reasonably believes that using or threatening to use such force is necessary to prevent imminent death or great bodily harm to himself or herself or another, or to prevent the imminent commission of a forcible felony. 2. A person is presumed to have held a reasonable fear of imminent peril of death or great bodily harm to himself or herself or another when using or threatening to use defensive force that is intended or likely to cause death or great bodily harm to another if A. The person against whom the defensive force was used or threatened was in the process of unlawfully and forcefully entering, or had unlawfully and forcibly entered, a dwelling, residence, or occupied vehicle, or if that person had removed or was attempting to remove another against that person's will from the dwelling, residence, or occupied vehicle. And B. The person who uses or threatens to use defensive force knew or had reason to believe that an unlawful and forcible entry or unlawful and forcible act was occurring or had occurred. So following defense filing a motion under Florida Stand Your Ground law, what typically happens is that the court will set a hearing. The hearing obviously occurs before any trial occurs, so let's call it a pretrial hearing, right? At that hearing, it is the defense's burden to show that the defendant's actions were in self-defense based on the law. If they do that, the court dismisses the case. Bada boom, bada bing, is over. If the court feels like they have not substantiated that burden, the court will deny the motion and the matter will proceed. Here, in March of 2022, the court ultimately denied defense's motion. So why do I feel like the court denied the motion? Now, I'm just speculating because there hasn't been an official announcement as to why the court denied the motion. But in reading through it here, I think that it's very technical, right? I think it's a very technical statute. And by definition of the statute, technically, I'm not sure that the guys were trying to force entry into his home. And I think that's one of the requirements here. I'm not sure that the guys were trying to break in or burglarize his home. I mean, they went to his home and they had no reason to be there. They went armed and they were going to use force. Dominique had previously told Travis that the guys were going to go shoot his shit up. So all of that is true. But technically, by the definition of the statute that we just read, I'm just trying to figure out where it falls into. I'm not licensed in Florida, so I'm doing all of this with you. I love talking about these cases and I love going through the statutes with you because I'm learning with you. But tell me what you think down below. Following denial of their motion, Travis exercised his constitutional right to take his case to trial, and his trial began on May 24th of 2023. Travis's trial lasted a total of 9 days, with the jurors returning their verdict on the 10th day. Throughout the trial, as I'm sure you can assume, numerous witnesses testified, but there are 3 witnesses I want to talk to you guys about specifically. When I tell you that I was watching Dominique's testimony and I was like, this chick is the definition of walking contradiction personified. She's a freaking loser. She's a loser and she's a bum. Pretty much everything she got up there and said was contradicted by something else. She had made previous statements to law enforcement that were contradictory to the statements she made on the stand. And in addition to that, she just came across completely incredible. And I don't mean like, oh, incredible. I mean like not credible. A not credible person. She's a liar. She's a loser. She's a bum. She's a lame. I don't really have any positive things to say about Dominique. But what I will say, though, is that something that brought joy to my heart was an exchange that Dominique had with Travis's defense attorney, where the defense attorney asked one very specific question.
No, you just sent a text to go shoot up his shit, right?
I didn't say shoot him.
You sent a text to go shoot up his shit, right?
Correct.
Let's tell the jury what the shit is.
When you're angry, you say things. I'm sure everyone in this courtroom has said something when I'm trying to speak. If you want me to answer your question, you have to let me answer your question.
Well, if you were responsive to my question, I wouldn't have to.
All right. Answer the question, please.
Okay. Can you repeat your question?
Question was shit. What does shit mean in the context of that text?
Anything but him.
Okay. So it could have been his brother.
No.
It could have been the house.
Nothing violent toward a person.
It could have been his mother's house, right?
I was upset and my adrenaline was running and I said something that I didn't mean. That's the bottom line of that. I didn't mean for my brothers to do any of that. That's why when my brother left the house, he did not have a firearm on him.
So you're not answering my question again.
Okay.
You told the jury that shit meant anything other than a person, right? That's what you just told them. You remember that?
Okay. Can I clarify the jury?
Finish my question.
Okay.
Didn't you just tell the jury that shit meant anything other than a person? Yes or no?
I would like to clarify that.
Well, answer yes or no, and then you can clarify. Did you not just tell them that?
I did tell them that, but I want to clarify what I mean.
Okay.
When I said that, I was upset, I was angry, and I said something that I didn't mean. My adrenaline was running. I am clarifying my answer. Am I not?
Go ahead, finish.
So I was upset and I ended up saying something that I didn't mean. Like people say things when they're upset that they don't mean all the time. But since the situation has happened, it obviously blew up 20 times more, but I didn't necessarily mean for anything to happen to Travis, his family, his house, or anything. It was like my second home. I would not want anything to happen there.
I hope you guys enjoyed that clip as much as I did, because when I tell you that brought joy to my heart as I watched the trial. But remember, I said that certain text messages, including this one that was just referenced, was deleted from Dominique's phone. Law enforcement officials actually recovered some of Dominique's deleted search history, and that was pretty cool too. Some of the terms that Dominique searched were stand your ground, Florida stand your ground law, self-defense, and she even searched the net worth of the district attorney. Dude, what a dodo. As far as Keyshawn's testimony was concerned, he literally did no better than his sister. He was a walking contradiction himself. He conveniently forgot to tell police officers on the night of the encounter that 4 of them rolled up to Travis's home to confront him, and he also forgot to tell officers that they all had guns. According to Keyshawn, and according to the statement he made to officers on the night of the incident, they went over to Travis's house to talk at midnight with guns 4 deep. From my perspective, and after watching this trial, literally the most credible witnesses that testified were Travis and his family members. Travis's mom testified, Travis's brother testified, and Travis himself testified.
And when you went inside, where was your mom?
She was like in the kitchen area, if I believe.
What was she doing?
She was frantic, crying,
Okay.
things like
Tell her
that.
Anything?
Yeah, I told her. I told my mom. I said, Mom, I saved me and my brother's life. They was pointing guns at us.
And were you emotional during this time, or were you just talking like this?
No, I was definitely emotional. I was shooken up. Like, I mean, if you ever go through that type of experience, it's not a good feeling. Like, just knowing that, like, you just seen your life flash before your eyes. So I was definitely emotional.
Were you in shock?
Most definitely.
Crying?
Yes, I was crying.
Did you ever go through anything like this other than, what happened to your dad? But did you personally ever go through anything like this?
No, never.
All right, so you told your mom that. Was your mom just frantic the whole time?
Yeah, she was frantic.
And when DJ came in, did he tell your mom anything?
Yes, he told him, he said, my brother saved our lives.
Did he say anything about firearms?
Yes, he said they had pointed guns at us.
Any other details?
No, it was pretty much brief like that.
Why didn't you call the police?
I mean, like I said, I heard the sirens and I heard the helicopter, and I just felt like the cops were eventually going to come to my house. So,
Did they do that eventually?
they didn't come directly to my house, but I remember they basically pulled over my sister after the situation. After she brought food to my mom, they pulled my sister over when they was leaving.
How'd you know about that?
She called, I believe she called the house phone or my mom's phone, one of the two.
Okay.
And she pretty much said that they thought that she was trying to have me flee, pretty much.
Tied you?
Yes. And they said basically it was a homicide, someone passed away, and someone was in critical condition.
And that's the first you heard someone actually got shot?
Yes.
Did you give your sister anything to remove from your home?
No.
Did you ask her to take you out of there and send you to Mexico or anything like that?
No. I mean, like I said, I didn't do anything wrong. I had every right to do what I had did.
After a 9-day trial, and like I said earlier, the jurors delivered their verdict on the 10th day.
In the Circuit Court of the 15th Judicial Circuit, Criminal Division, in and for Palm Beach County, Florida, case number 21 CF 002938 A and B, Division W, State of Florida versus Travis Rudolph. Defendant, verdict. We, the jury, find as follows. As to count 1, we find the defendant not guilty. As to count 2, we find the defendant not guilty. As to count 3, we find the defendant not guilty. As to count 4, we find the defendant not guilty. So say we all, the 7th day of June, 2023, in West Palm Beach County, Florida.
I understand, based on what we reviewed of the Stand Your Ground law, that Travis's actions may not have qualified specifically under the statute, and depending on your interpretation of it, right? But the prosecutors have wide discretion of what to charge and what not to charge. I question why this case was charged even to begin with. I am saddened that Tyler lost his life as a result of these actions. But I also want to make it clear, and I don't care to victim blame, but he kind of went towards the danger. He went to Travis's home with 3 other men who were armed at midnight. I more so feel sorry for Tyler's family because now they have to live without their loved one forever. But I don't think that Travis should have been charged here. I think that this is a case of rightful justice. There is no system that's infallible, not one, including the criminal justice system. People get it wrong sometimes. Charging him was silly, and I didn't mention it previously because it really didn't matter to the determination of the case, but even watching the prosecution team on this case was pitiful. Their arguments were strange, their questioning was weird, all of it was peculiar. As far as what happened to Dominique and her brother Keyshawn, I don't know. There have been numerous memes and just everything all around the internet just addressing how silly she was.
Damn, Charlemagne, who got the donkey of the day today?
Well, just hilarious. Donkey of the day for Thursday, June 8th goes to Dominique Jones. If you don't know who Dominique Jones is, she is the reportedly married girlfriend of former NFL player Travis Rudolph. Yes, I said reportedly married former girlfriend, and I'm putting girlfriend in parentheses because if you are married and you got a boyfriend on the side, you are an adulterer. The key word is infidelity, a cheater, and you may believe you someone girlfriend, but you just a sneaky link. Side dish, yams, mashed potatoes, corn. There's nothing entree about you, man. But Dominique Jones is the reason Travis Rudolph was charged with shooting at 2 men and killing 1 person near his home back in 2021. Would you like to know the details of the story? Let's go all the way back to WPTV NBC5 for the report, please.
First, though, at 5, former Florida State and Cardinal Newman High School football player Travis Rudolph is behind bars charged with murder.
WPTV News Channel 5's Tanya Rogers is live in our studio tonight with more on our top story. Tanya.
Well, Jay and Kelly, Rudolph is in jail without bond and is set to make his first appearance in front of a judge tomorrow. The Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office says Rudolph is accused of shooting at 4 people after a fight broke out late last night in Lake Park. Now, 1 person died, another was injured, and 2 others were not injured. Now, Rudolph made headlines on and off the field. In 2016, the then FSU player was on a visit to a Tallahassee elementary school when he sat down and had lunch with a boy who was sitting alone. The moment went viral.
I am so sorry that someone lost their life because of the lies that Dominique Jones told, but the law is the law, and I am happy to report that Travis Rudolph was found not guilty on 1 count of first-degree murder and 3 counts of attempted murder. He was acquitted by a jury of his peers after claiming the shooting was in self-defense. Let's go back to WPTV News Channel 5 for the report, please.
A lot of emotion spilling over today at the Palm Beach County Courthouse. The state saying they don't agree with the jury's verdict. The defense team and Rudolph's family saying they couldn't be happier.
Your life is in 12 jurors' hands. That's a scary feeling. So definitely was nervous, and we definitely pray a lot. We have unwavering faith. So
Travis Rudolph cleared on the first-degree murder and 3 first-degree attempted murder charges against him. The case stems back to a deadly shooting in April 2021 after an argument with Rudolph's alleged girlfriend. Rudolph says more than anything, he looks forward to his life getting back to normal.
And I finally got my freedom back. I can get back to my life, man.
Thank you, God. Thank you for just making this day happen.
Dropping the clues, Mother Travis Rudolph.
So let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know if you agree with the outcome of this case, if you like this case, and if you want to hear more cases like it. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, y'all take care.